What's up, YouTube? Today I'm talking about cabin talk. I kind of mentioned it in the other canning video when I found that gas lamp. I talked about an off-grid cabin. Anyways, I think that seems like a pretty good winter project for me to try to build a small off-grid cabin in our woods. There's not much to do here in the winter as far as we're not starting a garden. I think you get your animals in the spring as well. There's some trees to clear. That's really it. I mean, I don't have the money to remodel our house, so our house is gonna stay like it is. Anyways, this barn that I'm at, where we found the cans, the jars, this is what I plan on using for building materials for a small off-grid cabin. And by off-grid, I mean, I think it's gonna be like 200 square feet, at least the first stage of the build. One day it might turn into something different. But yeah, I'm still pondering the thought, but I think I am gonna tear this barn down. I know everybody's booing me right now, but there's serious foundation issues with it. It could last 10 years or it could fall down and kill me when a gust of wind blows. I mean, yeah, all the mortar on these CMU blocks, look at that. I don't even know if I don't know if you can see it. They're all kicked out. The foundation is falling out from under it. So I think that this barn has a lot of good materials in it that I could use to build a small structure, just for, you know, to isolate myself from the world, do mathematics, become a famous novelist. Just kidding. But check it out. It's got, like, I think these are 4" by 4" timbers. So I could do most of, I mean, you got uprights, every corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16. You have 16 of them that are 20 feet tall, of these 4x4 timbers. And then you got 4 more that are probably 12 feet long. Anyways, I don't know if I could use old wood to make a new timber frame structure. I guess if it's not dry rot, it'll be fine. I want to experiment with timber framing as far as like interlocking joinery and not using metal fasteners, like hammering in wooden dowels. So that might be a plan, or I'll just nail this thing together. But anyways, there's a lot of good wood in this barn that I believe that I could make a small cabin in the back of our woods this winter. Realistically, probably it wouldn't take, I don't know how long it would take. I don't know how long it takes to tear down a barn. I don't know how to do it safely. I don't know how to do it properly. So this is gonna be a big learning experience, but I think it's a good way for me to continue creating a lot of content for this channel throughout the winter. So yeah, let's go walk out to the forest and I will show you some spots that I'm thinking of building the cabin. We are kind of a cool area. I don't know much about soil and building on ledges and everything like that, but our pasture is behind me, and then the property starts to drop down into this valley. I don't know if you could see down there the dogs moving, but anyways, it drops down, I'd say like 40 feet, and then it goes back up, maybe higher than where we're at. I'm looking south right now. From what I've read, you want a south-facing cabin for warming and all this stuff. So maybe it would be neat to build a small structure on this hillside. And we're only a couple 100 yards away from where we want our future real home to be built. So this could be kind of a neat mother-in-law thing. Just roughing it. When we have kids, come out here with them and camping and deer camp and stuff in our own backyard. That would be pretty cool. So we own a valley, which I don't really have a problem with. I actually think that's kind of neat. No, hey. We could funnel the enemy through here and ambush them. There's also a lot of lumber here to use for a cabin. I don't want to build a log cabin. I want to build a timber frame structure beggars can't be choosers. Comment, tell me what you would like to see me build. And any knowledge you have on the subject. I'll have to buy a book. I have 2 books on small cabins, but they're mostly architecture related, not so much building materials and resources. Yeah, I'll have to come out here and read some Walden and ponder my thoughts and smoke a pipe and build a fire with a ferro rod. This is our creek. Oh, one of them. We have one that borders the other side of our property, and then this runs right through this valley that I'm talking about that we own. There's a rock ledge up there. That would be a cool place to build a cabin facing south. Let's try to walk straight up this hill.
Okay.
I just want to get to the top of that rock ledge and see how that build site looks. Some of that famous Kentucky rock climbing I've been hearing about. Just kidding. But they do have it, just not here. That would be cool if I found a giant rock wall on my property though.
Babe, we have a cave.
A cave? Should I? That could be the root cellar for the cabin.
Actually, bats could live in there.
Bats?
Yeah.
Well, send Maggie in. She's a tunnel rat.
Oh.
Check it out. Look at the view. Because we're up so high,
Yeah.
you can see over all of the... Yeah, you can see right through the forest.
Nice. This is a good spot.
It'd be pretty with that rock wall.
Yeah.
And then a tiny little cabin right here.
Yeah.
The only shame is I think we'd have to get rid of this.
Good tree to use though.
Well, one day. Cut it down. I could limit here. I get a tiny little axe and start clearing all this out.
Yeah.
You down to do some cooking out here? Woo! Get a Dutch oven. And build a tiny little camp. We got this tree right here that split and fell. It's kind of like a landmark that I've been, whenever I walk out here, I'm like, oh, there's that fallen oak tree. Anyways, there's a deer trail that kind of goes right to where I want to build that cabin. And that's just one trail that ties into our little farm road that borders our property. Unfortunately, I hate saying that our property ends, but there's a barbed wire fence right there. I believe that that is our boundary. This is the farm road that separates one piece of property from the other. So, getting materials from the barn that I tear down to said build site, I don't think will be impossible. So that's good news. Yeah, rock on. We're inside of our small little farmhouse. Us and the Dags. Next to our wood-burning electric stove with a space monkey on the wall and a Red Ryder above the door. Anyways, yeah, I got these books right here. Back to the Cabin. That's pretty interesting. And compact cabins. I hate all the designs on this, but it's I just don't like how they look on the outside. But they break down a lot of good uses of space, and they cover a lot of RV appliances for off-grid living, and I don't want any appliances in our cabin. But yeah, so I'm just going to show you guys some stuff I have saved in one of these books of kind of what I think I want this cabin build to look like. Also, another interesting thing is I think that the room that we're sitting in, this living room, is how big the cabin will be. So you got 3 4x8 sheets, so 4, 8, 12. It would be 12 feet wide, 16 feet long. Something like this square footage, I think, is how big it would be. So you can kind of get an idea of the space right here. Yeah. Anyways, and it'd have a loft, ideally. I'm just talking right now. There's no real big definite plans. I am still in the planning stage. Plan again. I'll draw it. I'll sketch it. I'm gonna go out there and camp. I'm gonna clear ground. I'm gonna spend time there, watch where the sun rises and sets, you know, try to do the best I can do with what I have. Maggie just likes to hang out. Anyways, so let's get this ball rolling. This is like a scrapbook on YouTube, you know? I'm just kind of showing you stuff that I liked. Here's another thing right here. You got this loft space with 2 beds. So I was thinking if we had a loft up high, and you could have 1, 2 beds and then a middle space. Or if a couple's up there, you could put both the mattresses together and it'd be a, you know, a big bed. Another thing that I really like, this cabin was built in the 1800s by a cattle rancher in Montana, but this little like sleeping nook is awesome. So guests would be toe to toe, I guess. You have a bed here and a bed there. That ladder is useless. But anyways, I kind of like how at one end of the building, like say this end, if this is 4, 8, 12 feet wide, you could have 2 6-foot beds or however wide it needs to be. As far as exterior goes, that's pretty rad right there. Super small. I like the long overhanging porch, and then that would overlook the into the valley that I was showing you guys with that rock face ledge in the front. Oh, there we go. It's another cool exterior of a tiny cabin. Here is another awesome small cabin, small footprint. That one's 10 by 12 feet. I just like, you know, it's got these shingles up top. It doesn't have to have a double door, but this is maybe what the exterior would look like, reusing barn wood. And well, yeah, that's just another photo of something like that. Thanks, Lan.
Got it.
Yeah. So this is the book that I was just showing you guys called Back to the Cabin by Dale Mulfinger. I probably won't remember, so I'm not going to put a link in the bio. Because I don't upload these at nighttime. I upload them in the morning when I'm tired at her parents' house, and I don't even remember what I was talking about. So I'm going to edit this video tonight, and we'll go from there. I hope that this video kind of clarified some stuff. I mean, you know, it's clear as mud. Just brainstorming with everybody. I think that, like I said earlier today, I think that this is the direction this channel is going to head for a little bit. I have a lot of time this winter. As far as homesteading, there's not much we can do in the winter. I mean, maybe there is. We're not expert homesteaders. But this is a project that will take a lot of time for me to keep myself busy and not a lot of money, because we have a lot of resources around here to achieve the end goal. And I just want to keep creating videos for YouTube that are entertaining for you, and I can learn and get better at my craft of whether it's building a cabin or posting videos and editing videos and creating better content. I think that this is just a good way to keep that going, and maybe uploading a video a day or Monday to Friday, I think is what's been happening the last week. So that would be really cool. And yeah, just let me know what you think. If you're into it, cool, comment. If you have any suggestions for building a cabin, comment. Go watch Mr. Chickadee and My Self-Reliance. I'm sure some of you already follow those guys, but they do a lot of cool stuff that has inspired me to want to create something like this. Anyways, yeah, sell the shit you're not using, pay off your debts, and go buy some property. And